I think I have enough material left over from these other modifications I made to this rack to do this modification. And I'll have to check my my leftover material bin. I might have enough to do the whole job with the new spare tire rack modification as well. So I might not have to go down to the steel house and buy any more. Might have everything I need here. First off, this angle grinder with the cutoff wheel. These are dangerous, and don't look at me for an example of how to use one safely. I'm not a fan of safety equipment, and I'm not. It depends. There's some cases I do, but I've handled one of those I mean, over the years. This is my thing, is fabricating and machining, and well, not so much fabricating, maybe some generic at home stuff, but not professionally. I don't build bridges and pressure vessels and ships and okay, not where it really matters. A little modification on this kind of light duty stuff I can handle, but as far as the cutoff wheel goes, yeah, body work and just tinkering around. They're good for cutting off old exhaust systems. I've handled one a lot, so I have this handled. Yeah, don't look at me for any safety. The guard's not on it. I don't have any gloves or glasses with side shields, and heck, I got flip-flops on. So short sleeves. don't follow my example. So I have a piece left over from that last job, and all I have to do is all I'm trying to do here is extend this 4 inches back. So I got to cut a 4-inch section for there, a 4-inch section to step that out, and then a 4-inch section over here like I did right there. And that'll make room for the generator that I want to put over on this side. And so I should be able to get those 3 4-inch pieces and still have enough left over. Same thing I did on the other side. I put this piece here because I'm moving the generator back. Okay, keep in mind this is the original rail location. I moved that up. So when I move this back, well, in the generator back, well, now it's going to sit up on top of this. So what I did, I put one over here, so the generator actually sits on these 2 rails. So I need to do the same here. Once that's back, the generator's going to sit on this rail, and we'll just mirror exactly what we did on the other side over to this side. So yeah, that's plenty long enough. I can get 3 4-inch pieces out of that. That's I forget what it measured that last night. That's actually about 16 inches. I only need about 12, roughly 16. So I need to get this some pieces cut up, and I have my metal cutting bandsaw. It's a horizontal bandsaw hiding back there behind my mini bike, and it does run. It's that's all I'm gonna say about that. All right, I've dug the saw out, and I forget, it'll cut up to, I don't remember how big it'll be. And I can also set it up vertical here, and there's a little table I can mount on here and use it as a horizontal bandsaw. But I'm sorry, a vertical, yeah, bandsaw. The horizontal thing is nice. Put things in a vise, and I need to move this back a little bit here. All right, we need some 4-inch pieces. It wouldn't bother me to cut them a little heavy, 4, and because actually some of those pieces there's got to take in consideration the width of that cutoff wheel. So if I cut these about a heavy 4 inches, maybe a 4 1/16 or something, this would be better with a scale. Yeah. 4. This is slightly heavy 4. Tighten that vise up. All right, on. All right, and we want to cut. automatically shuts off. So for what we're doing, that's I'll just use that first piece as a gauge and measure the next one to the blade. And for what we're doing here, we're fine. Now the first part of that cut, it takes a little bit till it gets through, and it goes fast. And then the last part takes a little bit. It's just taking more metal, getting through that wall thickness at the beginning and the end. Alright, that should be number 2. We just need one more. 3, 2, 1. Boom. We'll just cut this last one. We'll have to take a quick peek to see what other kind of material I have around here. Now, one thing at a time. One thing at a time here. Alright. Now, if I've figured things correctly, that should leave me, that last piece should be 28.5 inches long. Swing that up out of the way. I need 28.5 here. Oh yeah, we have almost 33. Oh, 28.5. Nice. Alright. That should give us our last piece. And heck, we'll have a little piece left over that's 4 1/8. I could throw an extra support in there somewhere if I needed to. Tighten her up. Now I do have a bottle of coolant. I could spray and lubricate that cut. It's a little nicer on the blade, but it's really low speed and very mild steel. That should do it. I'm just going to take a minute and knock those sharp burrs off that anytime you cut metal or cut it or saw it or whatever, it leaves a sharp burr on it. So I like to go around and take all those off. So I'll take care of that. So obviously this is all going to need assembled, and I'm going to have to get my welder out and do some welding. I have to grind off any paint or rust in areas I'm going to be welding, because those are impurities, and as I'm sure some of you know, impurities make for poor welds. So and I'm not going to get a good healthy weld anyway, because I just don't weld often, and I'm not trained, but I've picked up some. I watched some YouTube and I've messed around over there. I've gotten okay for, I'm a backyard welder, we'll call it. So anyway, I don't need anything working against me like impurities, but yeah, I get by. Now I have put a thicker wheel on my angle grinder, and I don't know if any of you caught that or not, but one bad thing I was doing, it's still kind of a thin wheel, but it is meant for, maybe I should say, the cutoff wheels are really thin, and they are meant for just cutting through in this direction. you should not put side pressure on them. Like if you were grinding, you know, pushing down, you shouldn't push on the side of them. And some of you might have caught that. I cheated a little bit, and I did do that a little bit, but it was minimal, and I know better. So anyway, for what I'm going to do now, I did put a little thicker wheel on it that is designed for, you know, some side pressure. Alright, I have a slight problem here. It's a problem and it's not. We have two different materials here. Well, they're both steel. This here, the rack, was probably not built in the USA. So there's probably some metric size square tubing. And I bought the closest thing I could find was 3/4 inch square tubing. So wherever it was, this was built and came from, probably some kind of metric sizing. But it's not bad. It lines up, you know, it's really, really close. I'll get good contact all around, and there's a little bit of a gap on the bottom. I'll have to misalignment. I'll just build some weld there, and it'll be fine for what this is. And I've got this piece of 3/4 inch angle iron, and it's not square tubing. Okay, it's like half of it. You got one up and one over. That's what this is. It's just over and down. It's angle iron. I'm gonna use that to clamp it to the existing piece we're working on, and use that for alignment. Put our other piece in here, our first fork extension, and clamp it. That'll get us started pretty nice and straight. And then I'll work my way around doing that, and we'll get this on the end of that, and go over there and get that end aligned where it needs to be, and so on. Because there's other pieces, you know, just tacked on at first. I'm sure I'll go back over it and, you know, finish weld it. Well, there it is, my little auto arc welder. And, I haven't used it probably since last year. Wonder if it still works. I need to get my welding helmet, and we're just gonna see if we can't give that a little zap or two, just to hold it in place for now, pretty firmly. But if something doesn't work out for some reason, I don't want it to be too hard to cut off. Or hit it with a hammer and manipulate it a little bit if it's slightly misaligned. So it's kind of the reason for doing a little temporary welds at first, until certain it's all going right as planned. Now, like I say, I don't have, not real big on safety equipment. I don't have gloves, any welding gloves. So, well, let's see what happens. Kind of missed it on the top there a little bit. Alright, I guess that's a little bit more than tack welding. That's actually, that side's about done, actually. Give her a little weld from the bottom, the other side here. Now you get that angle iron out of the way. See, that's why over the years, yeah, I've gotten my share of, you know, I've got my share of marks over the years from doing stupid stuff like that. But it's all good. I still have all my digits, both eyes and all my fingers and toes. So that's all right. I'm doing okay. Well, that's a good sign. I took that first clamp off and it didn't fall off. So I'm going to shut the machine off for right now. Take this ground off. It's starting to sprinkle a little bit, so I'm going to need to cover this welder up for now. We might have to take a little intermission. Yeah, I need to, oh, that was smart. Don't ever sit your hand or arm on something you just welded. They're pretty hot. I was lucky I didn't get burnt. It was, but I felt it warm real quick. We got a little bit of a break in the rain, and I kind of snuck out here real quick and got this all attached better, and got my welder covered back up. You can probably tell this is about as good as it gets, you know, at my skill level and for the equipment I have. No, I'm not blaming it on the equipment. That I've done better. Looks like I probably could have had the heat turned up just a little bit more, but that's pretty typical of my welding. We get some boogers here and there, we call them, some booger snots. That was not terrible, but yeah, this one's kind of a little boogery. So yeah, I'm not too proud that I can't show my crappy welding. Got a real nice booger down here. But what I need to do here is take my patience, have some patience. And I need to take this off of here. I'll dress some of these down with a grinding wheel. I think those are actually fairly good for me. They're not going to get a whole lot better than that. But I can take my time and do better. It's on there. It's not going anywhere. Everything's in place. And what I need to do is take this thing off and flip it upside down and take my time, get comfortable, get a stool, get a better approach angle, and now that you know, my machine's dialed in pretty well, and my technique, you know, get warmed up a little bit. That's what I mean. Usually it's the last couple of welds that kind of get back in practice a little bit that are, you know, much nicer than the first welds. So anyway, I'll do that for the remainder of it. I'll take that off and get comfortable. And I think the bottom side and the remaining parts, I don't think I got back in this corner and the bottom one. So I'll go and do the finished welding on it, and hopefully I'll have a little bit better luck than what happened. You know, what happened here. Yeah, could have been better. Yeah, it's all right. It's gonna work out. So I'm gonna take care of that, and I think what I want to do is actually, it's strong enough as it sits. It's not going anywhere. I think I want to go ahead and yeah, hang on. You can see how exactly mirrored what happened over here. So you can tell what happened over here better now with these new pieces added. That's the extension to push, you know, cut that, push that back, and there, and same thing, step this out there, put that on top of this instead of on top of this. So we just put a little outrigger there, and then of course had to extend that whole top piece back. That's exactly what I did on the other side here. So that first extension, the outrigger for that post that used to sit here, and this is kind of sloppy, but yeah, this here I kind of dressed up with when it was all said and done with a grinding wheel, and smoothed it a little bit before I painted it. But yeah, we're in pretty good shape here. But I want to, like I was beginning to say, I want to go ahead and set the spare tire up here where it goes, and get that all figured out, and you know, the pieces cut, get them tacked on there, just to ensure. I mean, I know I've had it up here. There's plenty of room for the spare tire. It's not going to hit the rack or the generator. There is room here, but I have to kind of redo. I took what the original, you know, what was on here, and the piece that was bolted on the bumper, and the piece that was bolted on here. I took those off, get them out of the way, and start from scratch. I'll get that wheel up here and build off of this. This here is really welded on good on the top of the hitch, actually, and you know, not the bumper. So I'll get this figured out and get it tacked up too, and go from there. And then I need to get my heat gun out, and while this is off, I need to do something with this bumper. I'll get the heat gun and get that little decal off of there, and I'll probably wire wheel this and sand it, you know, scuff it up a bit and repaint that bumper. Probably give this thing a fresh coat of paint, get it back on there, and the wire the tire rack, and then move along with some other things here. But it's gonna be nice to get this wrapped up. But that's that's half the battle there, is getting started, getting the tools out and getting her underway. Anyway, this is it. We're just having another little break in the rain. There's more coming, so I'm just at a good stopping point here, but you can see what's going on, and we're making progress. That's it. We'll probably start another next video, you know, maybe halfway into the spare tire part of things, and getting the bumper painted up and stuff. But we'll do a progress report here soon. That's it for today. I'll see you.